gonna sit here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you couldn't even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, Keith. I'm telling you, yo, that's fucked up.
Wait, no, calm. You're not gonna say fuck me, or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look, so I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
Your partner, you're supposed to come to me and talk to me.
Joe, I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no solution.
You knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
and I thought that I would never have to go back to anything like this again. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do something.
You still out there showing your body. You still out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keisha, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I had to find out on the fly.
All right, then. But now, okay.
No,
so wait.
I had to find out on the fly.
So now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Okay. And so? Whatever. I've been doing what I have to do, period. Like, that's bottom line. That's what.
All right, family. Let's run it back. Now, he has made his concern crystal clear. It's messed up that I gotta find out this way. That's messed up. That's messed up. Now, her response could have spoken to why she did it without telling him, right? She could say, I understand that offended you, that you're embarrassed that I didn't tell you. She could have spoke to what the man was saying, but she didn't. She deflected. Just watch how she responds here.
Wait, no, calm. You're not gonna say fuck me, or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look, so I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body.
So instead of saying, I understand that you felt disrespected, I understand that by finding out through someone else, you felt betrayed. She goes, no, don't say fuck me, which he never said that, you know, but that's an attempt to change the narrative, to act like you said something demeaning or whatever, or insulting. But she had to correct that and go, well, don't say fuck, that's fucked up. But it is. Don't tell him what not to say. These things can't be argued, family. It's not about right and wrong, it's how your partner feels. You gotta have some empathy. If you have a little empathy, that'll go a long way in conflict resolution. You understand? So when he says that's fucked up, that's messed up, okay, she should acknowledge that he feels like that's messed up. So speak to how he feels. Don't sit here and argue with him about that. You can't change reality for that person, right? Too many times we'll argue for hours over something that simple, right? But then he noticed before, even though she didn't even really diffuse, she didn't even try to diffuse, she actually inflamed, okay, by walking off, and then he turns around noticing that he's on camera. That adds to the problem now, so that's not gonna diffuse. That actually makes the problem exponentially worse, that he knows he's on camera. But she's not gonna say, you know what, you're right, you shouldn't be on camera. Now, she's probably doing that because he's upset. It's a big guy, so she probably don't know how he's gonna respond because he's very upset, and that's probably done to protect herself, all right? But neither here nor there. She walks off with the camera still instead of turning it off, okay? He clearly has a problem with it. He's even saying that's disrespectful. But then she makes it clear to us that she knows what his problem is. He's angry because he just found out I was on OnlyFans, and he found out at the last minute. And what did he say? Of course I would be upset, because she's saying it like in a way where it's sarcastic, like, y'all, he upset for this reason, as if it ain't no reason to be upset. And a lot of times modern women would do that. You mad because, and the thing she's saying, you mad because, you have absolutely every right to be upset about it, but she's gonna say it like you should be ashamed of being angry about this certain thing, right? But it's done in a way to invalidate your feelings. So he mad because of this, like that ain't nothing to be upset about, but he owns it. Of course I'm upset that you told me at the last minute. I mean, that I found out through somebody else. Now, she could have said, you know what, I apologize, because it's clear what he's upset about. He's not upset that she's necessarily showing her body, and I'm not gonna look at that through a lens that is conservative. I was raised very conservative, but this man has obviously chosen the relationship that he's in. He's chosen her knowing full well her background in the adult film industry. So he's upset that she did it without telling him. Okay, they had some financial troubles apparently, and she's done that without telling him. So is she trying to be malicious? No. Is she trying to get her feel through validation of men? No, she's trying to save the family. But he's still upset that she didn't talk to him about it. Now that's a conversation that can be had. I just say, guys, you're supposed to be adults, number one. We keep saying we are adults, but we're not adulting. Meaning, we pay bills and stuff, that's fine. But when it comes to handling like difficult issues and difficult conversations, we seem to go to the world for validation, or our family members for validation. Typically, we twist the whole story up to go in our direction. It's like we can't handle that we sometimes do have failed relationships. It is inevitable, it happens, family. But for some reason, we just have to act like children around either relationships failing or relationships becoming contentious. You have an obstacle in the road, there's something happening, you gotta go live, you gotta tell the world about it. Why? And I know sometimes in these arguments you can feel like you're being gaslit to the point of no return, and you just want somebody to hear what the hell is happening right now, because this person ain't making no sense and they just doing all types of things. But man, listen, you gotta make a decision and leave that person alone. If they cannot be talked to, work with, get a counselor. If they can't get through that with you, and they can't get any better, you got to find somebody else. You got to get out of there, because you'll be trying to sit here and regulate somebody that is not going to be regulated with morals, any type of agreement that y'all have on how y'all communicate. Every time y'all argue, you'll see the same things that they said they would correct the last time. Now, he said it's a problem. She goes, why is it a problem? I've shown my body before. You knew who I was. Yo, she's trying to get it to where it's not fucked up to him. She's trying to make it not fucked up instead of like explain to him what's going on. And you ain't never gonna get nowhere like that. You understand? So poor conflict resolution, man. But let's continue.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my fucking choice?
Yo, and that my body, my choice stuff only sounds like you saying, I want full rights to do whatever I want to with my body, with no ridicule, no judgment, as if it has no consequences on anybody. It's like saying, regardless of whether us being married, I should be able to move in a way where you can't stop me. And if you try to, I'm going to weaponize your boundaries by saying my body, my choice. I should have freedom of expression, and you doing anything to limit that is you controlling me, right? That's crazy, man, because you married this brother, and there got to be some type of sanctity there, right? You committed to this man. That's got to mean that you got to talk to him first, y'all partners. So you saying, man, I was doing this before you met me. I'm just doing it with myself. Ain't nobody else touching me. That should mean it's not messed up. That should mean I didn't not do it without talking to you first. No, you did it without talking to him first. You're not going to change that. Then you're going to go to it's my body, my choice. So it's like, yo, all that is saying is I'm shutting you out. I don't want any accountability for the behavior that I just put forth. And I'm going to pretend that whatever I do with my body has no negative consequences on anybody. Yo, that's crazy. Not even the impact that it has on him. That's ridiculous, man. And you're not going to get anywhere. So that's why I say listen closely to the things that she's saying, how she's responding, and ask yourself, is it diffusing or is it inflammatory? This argument is going to go on and on unless this man leaves the room. But let's continue. Actually, on part 2.
Joe, I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no solution.
You knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before.
Okay, so you notice how he said you could have talked to me about it? And again, she missed the opportunity to say, you know what, you're right, I could have. I was afraid to. I didn't know how you would handle it. I thought you'd say no. whatever the case may be, right? But instead, she goes, I talked to you about many things. Yo, why are you deflecting? Why you doing that? He said you could have talked to him about that. Did you talk to him about that? You may have talked to him about financial issues and what could I do to help, but you didn't say, I'm considering getting on OnlyFans to fix this financial problem. You never said that, right? And then what she does is says, you act like you didn't know who I was when you met me. You knew who the F I was when you met me, she said. That's like a poor excuse to say, I can do these things now because I did them then. I mean, you're supposed to grow. This man says before, yeah, I knew you did it before, but then now you with me. He probably felt like he was rescuing her. A lot of men feel like that they're taking you out of something. You never have to do this again type thing. And now since she's doing it again, he probably feels like he's failed and just betrayed, whatever the case may be. So a lot of times, man, a lot of us men, we think that you're gonna grow and you're gonna change. And what we should recognize is that's who you were when they met you. You can't expect them to change. I always say when you're looking for a treasure, know that whatever you see in that diamond is not going to change. If you see some clouds, they're going to stay there. So think before you purchase, family. Think before you invest and commit your time and energy, because you can't expect somebody to necessarily be someone different than who they were when you met them, even if they give you a facade that they are. You understand? You can believe by pattern that a person has changed, but you still got to recognize who you're dealing with. And that's the thing that happens here. He forgot about that. You understand? So, however, maybe he knew that she did that, but he didn't think that she was the type of person to do things without talking to him. You see what I'm saying? But when she says something like, you know who I was when you met me, that's just a weak way to keep doing negative things and just try to use an excuse that you did it before, like it's okay to do it again. That's ridiculous because people are supposed to grow. But let's continue.
Before, and I thought that I would never have to go back to anything like this again, but unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do something.
You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, kid.
Anything like this again, but unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do something.
You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keisha, with that.
So of course now she's saying I had to do this. I had to do this. That's not necessarily the discussion on what you had to do. The problem is that you didn't talk to him about it. So if you felt like that's what you had to do, talk to your man. Like he's saying, we're partners. We're supposed to talk about these things. Not you just do whatever you want and use my body, my choice to keep him at bay so he can't talk to you about it, right? So this thing escalates because she's not showing any empathy. She's not hearing the brother. She's only responding back with things that would make the conversation go worse. Do you understand? And then she even went to how OnlyFans is breaking her off, which that's completely irrelevant from the point. You could have talked to him. He found out through someone else. Can you not understand how that was embarrassing to your husband? He's not saying, I don't want you on there. I don't want you doing it. He's saying you did it without telling me. Why can't you hear him? Why you keep deflecting away to make the argument about something else? That's sad, man. And as long as you do that, you're going to have problems in your household. You guys are not going to come to conclusions, or you guys are not going to get to any understanding. It's just going to be these arguments that you just leave alone because you can't mediate. You can't get through them. Get a counselor, man, if y'all can't do that on your own. But you got to stop deflecting and overlooking your partner's concerns, because you're going to get nowhere quick with that. You understand? She says, I never thought I'd have to show my body again. I never thought I'd have to do that again. That tells me that somehow, somewhere she resents him, that she has to even do it. She has to even consider doing that. You understand? So she must have had her own imagination for how this relationship would go, and thought that how it looked when she met him is how it was going to look for the full term. But life is about seasons, man. He's now retired from the NBA. He was a fish in water when he played ball. All he had to do was play ball, and damn, he was good at it. The money would be rolling in. But now since he's retired, he has to find a new way, guys. And so now she's not really showing him much support. Obviously, how could she not be concerned with the bills? Sure, Maybe he's not even talking to her about that. And maybe she feels like, yo, I can handle those conversations. If she's already had that type of history in the adult film industry, she probably was taking care of herself financially when he met her. So that's not a difficult conversation for a wife like that, a woman like that, to be able to handle. Hey, we're struggling with some money. We got to figure it out. A lot of us men want to keep our wives soft by keeping that information from them. If we're worried about bills and finances, we'll keep that between us and God, because we don't want her worried about her security and the roof over her head. We want her to be in a place to where she can fully nurture the children and be a loving person, beautiful person inside and out, without worrying about all those things. That's for the men who like to do that. I certainly like to do that for my wives. But in this case, she wanted to talk about it. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe maybe he's depressed. A lot of times going through those things, man, you're depressed. And you don't want to talk about it. You don't have the answers. You're still trying to figure it out. He's at a place to where he feels finally inadequate. He was confident in the NBA, and now he's at a place to where he really has an obstacle in front of himself, and he has to figure it out. And in those moments, ladies, we don't need to be kicked when we're down. And I know you guys are saying, hey, I'm criticizing you, and I'm saying this to you because you got to get up. You got to get to moving. We need you, but you got to find a different way to say that. You understand? You got to find a way to encourage and speak life into your man, even when you might be upset that he's not doing something you like for him to do. Call the best out of him, family. Do you understand? If your man is not feeling encouraged, you got to say that's a problem with your nurturing. Just like if you're not feeling secure and beautiful, you have to say that's a problem with him complimenting you and speaking life into you, right? So if you're going to take somebody into your life, you got to be willing to support them and be there for the long haul. Life ain't always going to look like it looks today. Life goes through stages. He's not always going to be strong, and you're not always going to be beautiful. You have to understand that, and you have to grow with that. You understand? So by the time he gets older and he can't do the things he used to do, by the time you get older and you don't look like you used to look, hopefully you guys have established some real love, some real memories and moments that's going to hold you guys together for the long haul. Hopefully you guys have been absolutely sweet and good to each other, so you love each other through and through, and no longer are looking on the surface or superficial type things that we kind of look at when we first meet each other. You understand? But anyway, guys, again, I'm not going to criticize this man for marrying her. I'm not going to criticize this man for being willing to accept that his wife is on OnlyFans. If his problem is that she didn't talk to him first, then that's my problem. And if I were counseling this family and I'm going to try to reach out to him, my conversation would be, learn to listen to your husband when he's upset. Learn to listen to him when he's coming to you with a concern. I know at that moment is when you want to hide the most, but don't love. It speaks to your clarity. It shows the treasure in you that you're willing to sit here and talk it out, even when it's difficult, man. Don't run from a tough conversation, because the things that we do to get away from those conversations is deflective. They invite horrible feelings on our partners. It makes them feel not valuable, not valued, and all that type stuff. So again, family, we're in a different day and age. Regardless of what type of lifestyle that you're in, regardless of what y'all are into, you got to be willing to communicate and do those things that make a relationship work. And that's all, family. All right? Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And I'll say this too. It's good he walked out. When she said, now you know. Now you know. Now what? It's good he just walked out, because she put him in a place where it was a stalemate. There's nothing he can do at that point. So she's showing that she doesn't care. She has little concern or empathy or remorse for what she has done to him. Not just what she's done, but the fact that he feels that way about it. She has little remorse, and it's probably due to the resentment that she has, that she's even in a position to have to do it. When you find yourself there and you realize your words don't hold any weight because they're too emotional, that wall is too thick, you're not going to be able to get through it. Fellas, walk off. Your silence is your loudest message at that moment, and he did the right thing. Walk away. Walk away, family. All right? And that's it. See y'all soon. And I am going to try to reach this couple. All right? Try to send this to them too. Maybe they'll reach out to me. All right? Peace, family.